The P2P loan market is growing at a rapid pace. According to the forecast of Foundation Capital, by 2025, its volume will reach $1 trillion. This model significantly changes the landscape of financial services today. With equal loan services, there is no traditional financial intermediary. Loans are provided online through credit platforms and credit verification tools. According to the consulting company Accenture, another year and similar financial services will attract a third of the revenues of the banking sector. In July 2016, a project of P2P lending from Joly.kz appeared on the financial market of Kazakhstan. Today, there are about 5,000 loans issued in the startup portfolio, and the total number of registered users has reached 53,000. The number of investors is 700, and altogether, they have invested about $24,000 in the platform.
У нас есть собственная разработка, наш кредитный конвейер, который позволяет заемщикам оформить в онлайн.
We have our own development of a credit conveyor, which allows borrowers to get online loans on beneficial terms, since we use a differentiated approach to the borrower. Depending on the credit rating from the indicators from social networks, the so-called social hub, we issue a credit rating to the client. According to the rating, he gets individual conditions. Our interest rates are from 0.26% per day, which is competitive even against the background of the bank's market, about 45% per year.
Что является конкурентным даже на фоне рынка банков. То есть это около 45% годовых.
On the platform, there are two types of personal accounts, the investor and the borrower. The investor has the option, choose a less risky portfolio with a low interest rate or more risky. As stated in the startup, the percentage of income is much higher if compared with standard and popular investment products, such as deposits or shares. How does the platform monetize itself? We earn an income from loans that have been issued. According to the P2P model, an investor buys back a portion of the loan. We divide the income 50 by 50 with the investor. We have already achieved the indicators that we set for ourselves in the business plan. And at the moment, we are expanding, launching new products, entering new markets. The company is a classic representative of fintech, and this means it has a desire for an ideal simplification of all business processes. Users of the service do not need any special knowledge. The process is as automated as possible. At the moment, our technical department is developing a chatbot. It will work 24 hours a day. It's an online robot that can answer all the questions. According to the First Credit Bureau, the online lending market of Kazakhstan for 2017 is 250,000 users, about 1 million loans worth 40 billion tenge. The share of Joly.kz in this market is only 1% so far, but the plans are very ambitious to achieve a 10 to 15 times growth over several years. The company of Warren Buffett bought 12.4 million shares of Apple in the second quarter of this year. As the end of June, Berkshire Hathaway owned almost 252 million Apple securities, with a total value of nearly $47 billion. Thus, Berkshire is considered the second largest shareholder of Apple, second only to the Vanguard Fund. And Berkshire not so long ago began to invest in Apple. The company acquired shares of the technological giant for the first time in the first quarter of 2016. As you know, Warren Buffett avoids investing in high-tech companies, but he made an exception for Apple, and he only won from it. According to Bloomberg, the expected profit from the purchase of securities of the company is more than $17 billion. The startup of Full Harvest, which sells substandard products, attracted $8.5 million of investment. It has already invested in such funds as Spark Capital, Cultivian Sandbox Ventures, Wireframe Ventures, and other companies. Full Harvest is a trading B2B platform, which helps to connect farmers with food producers. Thanks to the platform, sellers of vegetables and fruits can sell goods that have an irregular form. Such goods, as a rule, do not fall on the supermarket shelves, but are subjected to destruction. The startup was created in 2015. Its founder is the entrepreneur Christina Mazzolé, who worked in the food and logistics industry for 10 years. Biometric technologies are among those that grow exponentially. According to the forecast of Jason and Partners Consulting, the world market of such systems will grow to $40 billion by 2022. Kazakhstan is also on a low start in this matter. Moreover, startups already have mature industrial solutions that use biometrics. An example is the project 3 Minutes.
Это банкомат нового поколения, биометрический банкомат.
This is an ATM of a new generation, a biometric ATM. It can issue quick loans. It makes decisions, conducts scoring. It does so automatically without a human participation. And within 3 minutes, it issues a loan.
И в течение 3 минут выдается займ человеку.
A smart biometric ATM is a high-tech concentrate. There is a face scanning of the borrower and comparing it with the photograph on the document. Under the hood of the project, both scoring technology and neutral networks.
Это невозможно было лет 5 назад, а сейчас это возможно, поскольку...
It was impossible about 5 years ago. Now it's possible because computer vision has moved far, and computers can now define people better than people themselves do. You can change in a few years, and the computer knows exactly that it is you, because the distance between the eyes, pupils, has not changed. You have certain bone structures that remain the same.
У вас определенные костные остаются прежними.
And now let's go back to the neutral networks, because the main secret of the project apparently lies here. The founders say that reconciliation of data is realized through conventional neutral networks, trained on millions of images, and the accuracy is more than 90%.
Натренированные нейронные сети, они установлены на каждом терминале. Сверка проходит локально на терминале и дальше.
Pre-trained neutral networks are installed on each terminal. Checkups take place in the terminal, and further the score of this checkup is sent to the central server. And then the central server decides on what to do. We have defense on several levels. All our services, and we have a lot of them, have their own monitoring, Telegram bot. They're all inside a private VPN network. And then, when data is exchanged from the terminal with the scoring server, there is an additional protection. Firstly, via HTTPS. And also, there are keys such as public-private key.
Все запросы, во-первых, они по HTTPS, то есть еще там у нас Let's Encrypt сертификаты, и еще определенные ключи, то есть это public-private key encryption.
The founders believe that their project with minimal refinement can be used in different segments, from issuing payment cards to selling insurance. At the same time, they note the conservatism of Kazakhstan banks and pin their hopes on foreign markets. According to the creators of the service, they expect good prospects there. Vyacheslav Popov, businessman, investor, leading consultant of the Academy of Public Administration. There are times when we cannot wait for anyone else. You either go with us or you not go at all. Thomas Wolfe. An interesting quote from Jim Collins' book, Good to Great. It is about the fact that time has accelerated so much that business processes, people, everything is mixed up. Everything is at a high speed. And to succeed and build a successful business is becoming a really separate profession. The book changed my personal consciousness at a 180 degree for the simple reason that there are several businesses, there are several directions. And at one point, I stopped managing everything, stopped managing people, and business began to worsen. And it was clear that the key figure in business is me. If I am not invested into my business, then there is no business at all. At the head of any successful business is a team, and the key message, the key idea of the book is first who and then what. First the team, and then some specific tasks. This approach turned my world upside down, in the sense that first you find a strong, interesting person, and then you organize your business, a business process for him. There are talented people, but there are disciplined people. There are talented companies, and there are disciplined companies. Disciplined companies in the short term may and are inferior, but in the long run, they always win. And there is such an idea throughout a book. First you must have disciplined people. Then the discipline of thought. Everyone thinks alike. Everyone is inspired. The next is the discipline of action. And only this sequence gives a systematic, consistent result, and later an explosive growth in the format of a quantum leap. There is such a concept in this book, the leader of the fifth level. Here, they talk about the fact that there are great leaders who guide the team, but at the same time, they do everything to make the team prove themselves, to realize their maximum potential. The team must be inspired and motivated. Strong leaders, they always try to recruit a team stronger than themselves. And once they surround themselves with stronger professional people, they were able to make a huge leap. Here is the main idea of the book in short. I strongly recommend it to all entrepreneurs. I highly recommend it to everyone who wants to create a great company, who wants to make a breakthrough. Bicycle, in French, means fast legs. Wikipedia says that this is a two-wheeled, less often three-wheeled vehicle. It is put in motion by the rider's legs. Also, a bicycle is a pleasure, and it doesn't cost much. Café Veloyedov combines love for this eco-friendly mode of transport, democracy, and cuisine. Why not? The basis of our business we borrowed from Holland. There is something like a workshop, and near it a small coffee house. We, on the contrary, made a coffee shop, together with a workshop and bicycle rental service. Well, the workshop is more like a self-service station, because we do not have the opportunity to do a full-fledged workshop. In addition to the rental, in Veloyedov, cafe cyclists can pump the wheels of their two-wheeled friends, replace the camera, lubricate the mechanisms, tighten the chain, in general, make minor repairs. Finally, relax and have a coffee. In some special cases, when a girl needs help, she will receive help from the employees of the cafe. They are trained in such work. This economical model of a cafe seems to have justified itself. We all think that everything will be much more beautiful. Naturally, we face many problems and difficulties. Now at the moment, of course, we are gathering some statistics. Compare it with last year. At the moment, we are starting to make profit. The founders understand that it is necessary to move on, to change or correct the concept. As an option, develop the network by opening small coffee houses at the universities, in places where there are lots of people. In addition, in Veloyedov, they look at electric locks. More precisely, they plan to rent them, automating the process through the site. This year, we rented bicycles and electric scooters. Electric scooter was more popular than bicycles. Today, Almaty is not Amsterdam in terms of comfort for amateur cyclists, but no one will deny that there have been noticeable changes in a few years. From automatic bicycles to bicycle paths, the length of which is tens of kilometers. The whole concept of cafes for cyclists looks very attractive. The company Eurobus opened an electric bus factory in Kazakhstan. Berlin-based company is planning to collect its first 100 modular buses during this year and increase the volume to 500 units in 2019. Most electric buses will be sold to the local market. The city of Almaty will be the first major customer, as the city plans to launch a full-scale electric fleet of 500 cars. In Almaty, the best leaders of the year were awarded according to the version of Kazakhstan Growth Forum. The forum is organized by the largest non-banking financial holding, Centrus, and Kazakhstan's Young Presidents Organization, a company that brings together over 22,000 young business owners and managers around the world. So, the best CEO of 2018 was a chairman of the People's Bank, Umut Shayakmetova, the head of Kaspi Bank, Mikhail Lomtadze, the founder of the holding Choco Family, Ramil Mukherjapov, the creator, co-owner, and general director of the largest retail network Magnum Cash and Carry, Alexander Garber, the president of the airline Air Astana, Peter Foster.